Welcome back to the Hobby Chop Podcast. This is the podcast for the people. I am Big Ken. He is Zip. Zip, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Just had dinner with my wife, son, and wife's friend. He devoured 2 slices of pizza, which he's such a picky eater lately. So that was very nice to see him just scarfing it down.
Taking after his dad.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I got a trivia question for you. See, we haven't even talked about this yet.
Yeah, this is news to me. What's up?
Do you know what episode this is?
Did we come around? This is probably around when we start. Is this 50?
This is episode 50.
Wow. That's a feat.
This is end of season 7. This is, for me, this is 350 episodes.
Wow.
Is that crazy?
That's literally almost a year, a real year of episodes.
Yeah.
Days of a year of episodes. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. So it looks like, well, we'll probably do, I do 100 episodes a year. So the 400th episode will come right around the National, right around just before, probably in July at some point.
That's good timing.
Because of vacations and whatever, miss an episode here, miss an episode there. Yeah, usually do 100 episodes a year.
You know, rip 400 packs.
I got to do something. I don't know if I could trust packs to rip packs. I've had any luck at all ripping. And if you listen to my last episode, I finally got a case hit in Topps Chrome basketball, and come to find out it's only worth $15 more than the actual box cost me. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
All done there. Don't need those anymore.
Nope. No, I heard the hangers were like super special, but I haven't even seen them.
Yeah, you can't see them. And like I have a Barnes and Noble, brand new, just opened up right next door here that I could stop anytime. And I go over there on Wednesdays, and they usually have a lot of stuff in there, but I've never seen a hanger, Topps Chrome hanger in there. So I don't know if they just never get them, or they're backdoored, or somebody.
Yeah, backdoor. Yep.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So it's like the Prism WNBA that was at every Costco known to man, except for the one next to my house. and I went there over and over. I had to drive all the way down to Milford. I like 45-minute drive to go get them. And I finally said to one of the people that work at the Costco, I'm like, why didn't you guys ever get the WNBA? You had everything but. And he's like, oh, I think they came in. I said, he goes, I think they just went right out the back door. I was like, oh man, we're only allowed to buy 2, but somebody bought a whole pallet of them.
Jeez.
We got Bill in here. What's up, fellas? Hangers and bangers. Spike S players going liquid. Hello, fellas. Listening intently. Well, welcome. Thanks for being here. Thursday night live. Excited to be here. We started a repack, selling a repack last week, and we were hoping we would be breaking it tonight.
I want to tell the story. We're about us on the phone. So we were on the phone, and we were like, "Dang, I thought these spots were gonna fill up quicker." And then as we say that, Ken's like, "We just had 3 spots come in." So, and I'll tell you what,
I wanted to start beating my chest.
Yeah,
like Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, we were fired up. No, the truth is, we're excited about this because, like, I've joined enough repacks not to call myself an expert, but to know when there's a good or a bad repack, and it's a good repack. That's the thing, is like, it's really good value, and like,
hey, 100%. Jordan was saying, "Hey, look, man, we'll just pull those cards out and sell them. They're awesome."
Yeah, like, listen, it's
giving up. One day in, he was giving up. Like,
it's not going to be the end of the world, right? If we take back those cards, it's not the end of the world. So, yeah, but no, really excited for and thankful, grateful for the people who have joined. $50 spot. The winner over 10x's their money. You know, a bunch of other people are if you hit, you're making money. So it's a good repack. And you know what? if it goes well, we'll keep doing it, and we'll just have longer fill times, unless it picks up, and then
And
we'll.
you know what? The other thing I said too, because I know that if I see somebody's doing something and I'm like, well, I don't know when they're breaking it, like I'll just keep an eye on it, right?
Yeah,
So,
I
one,
get that.
one thing I want to say is like, look, if this thing filled in a day, we would just go live and rip it. I mean, we don't
Oh, yeah.
have to wait till next week till we do an episode. Like, I don't have any problem doing that as long as people are available to come in and watch it. 100% we'd have the time to jump in and do it. So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, and yeah, I just can't say. I'm just excited about it. I can't wait for the first time that we go to open it, and it'll be fun. I'm just excited for it.
Yeah. Peterborough Sports Cards, thanks for joining us as first time being able to watch live. We talk about the timing all the time. Like, should we go earlier? Should we go later? Should we go this time or that time? And we try to do what would accommodate the most amount of people, like people would want to watch. But at some point you have to say, we have to like get into it. We want to get into like a regular time. So like people would be like, oh, all right, Thursday night, 9:00. I want to catch those guys on the hobby chop. So hopefully we're going to try this for a while, try this 9:00 Thursday and hopefully it's going to catch on.
Well, we weren't doing Thursdays before because anyone knows you do not compete with the NFL.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that was a big part of it too, right? I mean, that's just yeah.
And back in the summer on my regular podcast, I started doing Sunday night lives and tons of people coming out. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I didn't even think about it in the football season. I'm like, I'm going to do it Sunday night live. I'm like, oh no, what is everybody? Oh yeah, that's right. There's a football game going on and
slightly higher ratings. Hey, you know what? I get it. We also would like to watch that ourselves. So selfishly, we're not scheduling that conflict. So
yeah. Welcome in John Dorch. Hey gentlemen, thanks for coming, John.
Whoa, Peterborough, read that. It's in the UK, so it's 2 a.m. there.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
so honestly, when I see Peterborough Sports Cards, I was thinking Peterborough, Ontario. I wasn't thinking Peterborough, UK. So thank you for joining us at 2 a.m.
Yes, thank you very much.
You are getting the dedication award tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So when we were getting ready to put this episode in tonight, I put a line on here saying a hobby thing that annoys me. and I know you could probably imagine Jordan just shaking his head, right? He's like, come on, man. But I have to tell you, this happens to me more times than not. And we've got enough people in here. I have to ask this question because I think most people that are listening, a lot, I don't know, but I would think have sold or sell on eBay. So if you're selling a card on eBay, right? And you price the card 50% higher than what the card should actually go for, right? And I'm going to give you the card should be selling around $450 to $500, but you price it at $750, right? So I come along and I see this card and I say, you know what? I don't know where he's really at on it. Maybe he knows the price, maybe he doesn't, or she, like, I don't know. So I said, I'm going to just throw a best offer at 400, right? Let's see where they're at. Let's get this conversation going. And I send it out. And what comes back?
Auto decline?
Decline. No, not auto.
Oh, okay.
Not auto. It just, didn't accept it. Nothing more. So you have a card that's overpriced to begin with. You've got somebody that's coming in right now at less than, probably at 60 or so % of what you're asking for, but you're pretty high on it. Wouldn't you say, no, but hey, I'm at 600 or I'm at 650 or you know what? I need to be at, wouldn't you say something and not just say, I mean, if I offered $100 on the card, go away, right? I put a $400 offer in on the card and there's nothing, there's no respond, there's no message that comes back, just declined and move on. To me, it's so annoying. It's like, here's somebody who doesn't want to sell a card or doesn't know how to sell a card. That's my thought. But I seem to have a different thought process than a lot of people in this hobby. So I put it to
Um,
you, and I put it to the chat too.
I mean, I would, as the seller, I would at least counter. Even if I had a really high counter, I'd still at least counter something.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, because also in your respect, as I know this firsthand, you could throw out what you would think is like, it doesn't sound like how close was that to like what it was actually selling for?
Well, here's the thing. I own one of them in a PSA 10 that I paid $600 for.
Okay.
And this was a PSA 9, same card, same numbering, numbered up to 5, right? I have the 1 of 5, this was the 4 of 5, and it's in a PSA 9, and they were asking $750 for it.
Wow.
So,
I mean, right? Anyone can ask whatever they want, and it only
yeah,
takes one person to buy it. But I mean, it sounds like pretty reasonable
yeah.
without any other context, right? Like just from what I'm getting.
If it was me and I said, "Look, I see that there was a comp on the 10, the pop 1 of a 10 that was at $600, and someone offered me 400, I would certainly respond to it and say, "Hey, I see that. I saw that went for 600, but it's in season. She's playing well. I think it's worth a little more. I think it's worth 500 or 550, right? Or something."
Yeah.
And then I could respond to that. It gives me something to it makes me so angry that I really want the card, but on the other hand, I'm like, if you don't have the courtesy to even respond to me, then why am I going to continue on with this?
I think as a seller, there's two things you could do. If you want to be firm at it, at like you don't even want to entertain offers below a certain number, put the auto decline on, because I think it tells the person who's sending offers too of like, hey, I'm not here. Don't waste your time here. That, or just put it at a fixed price.
Yeah.
Right, with no offers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get your frustration on it for sure. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's their car. They can do what they want with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. John says maybe the seller isn't used to people responding to the counter. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would have liked just to get some kind of response back. And I could have said, hey, you're firm on it, and it's a great card. Good luck selling it. If you change your mind, anything. I would have been super nice about it. I just don't know. And it's not the first time it happened. It's happened other times. That's why I say things in the hobby that annoy me. This is one of those things that it just makes me shake my head, that if you've got somebody making a strong offer or putting out, a good amount of money on a card, right?
Well,
You say, here comes Ken's insight.
yeah. I had something annoying happen on eBay recently too, actually. A little different. It was I was selling through PC Sports Cards consigner. I sold the Kobe Bryant Radiance from 2008 Upper Deck at a $299. And I sold an Otani, the 50-50 set, one of the gold refractors, at a 50. But those cards ended. They they ran their auction, ended, and the next day they're relisted right back on PC, and I had no reason why or whatever. I would assume like the person who won the auction just requested a cancellation like right after winning. So like I don't even get the point of that. Is it like a double shill? Was it just bad luck? I mean, I have no idea what to do. I sent a message to PC asking them. I haven't heard back. I just sent it today. Yeah. So it's pretty frustrating though. Like, I mean, they sold at respectable numbers with, and I think you may agree with this. With how things go, it may sell higher. Yeah. Yep. It seems like every time the card like gets relisted, it's like people go after it again. But yep. It's annoying, right? Like you send a card to, and that's not PC's fault. They have their own faults, but that is not like, that's just like a buyer not paying, and it doesn't make sense. Like,
but I don't know how they know so fast.
That it doesn't always happen with PC that fast. Usually it's like a couple weeks go by, like they'll give the buyer X amount of time.
Yeah.
This was the next day for both of them, so I was like, what the heck? Yeah. It was strange.
Yep.
Definitely strange.
Obsessive cards disorder says it's not about knowing how to sell a card. I think it's just lack of communication skills or etiquette. And
Well
you're right. I
said.
think there's a lot of new people in the hobby, right? And maybe people just, they figure if you didn't come in close enough, that it's not worth it to respond, right?
Yeah.
So, which brings us to our next topic, which is good, is selling the cards, right? Is selling cards best place to sell cards, right? I mean, I go to shows. You don't sell at shows. We both use consignment to sell some cards. I don't. Sometimes I don't think consignment is the best way to sell cards either,
No.
right? I think certain consignment places will sell cards better than others, right? Sometimes, I use different consigners to sell cards, and I'm starting to kind of get a feel that certain ones sell certain cards better than others. But at the end of the day, when you're listing your cards, right, and this is the most important thing, you know exactly when to list your cards, you know when it's hot, when the market's hot, and when you're putting it in. So if you take your cards and ship them off to a consignor saying, yeah, and this has happened to me, the market is hot, like, let's go, and then the consignor takes 2 weeks to list the cards, all of a sudden the market may cool down, or that same card may start dropping,
Yeah,
or he may tear an ACL,
dude,
right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden somebody buys the card and wants to return the card, or things like. So there's so many things that happen. So on the plus hand, and I'm going to say this for a consigner, and we're hearing this now, is there's not a lot of returns, I don't think, at the consigner, not as much as a personal, like for me selling a card. There's more people that be like, oh, this is just some guy, I'm just going to return that card back to him, versus if it's a consigner and you start reading through all the things saying they put so many, so much verbiage in there that they don't accept returns, it makes it
Yeah.
a little harder, I think, to return a card.
Yeah, so it's funny that you said that about the timing, because I actually, like, I'll just use real example of that right now that I'm hoping goes my way, and I think it's the best way to sell it. But again, that big if is the timing. It has to get listed. I just sent out 4 or 5 Travion Henderson autographs to get sold on eBay through PC Sports Cards. Now, their website shows as takes 3 days to list, and when I send consignment cards, just for me, I got to say they get it up pretty fast. Like, I really can't complain. Like, from just when we send a card to them to then sell, those days have seemed pretty accurate. Now I did something a little more risky. I haven't even told you about. Last night, someone messaged me who I'd bought some cards from before, and they were like, "Hey, I have these cards." So there were 3 cards. One was a Tyler Warren white mosaic rookie auto out of 25. Nice card. A Joe Burrow Dragon Scale 81 out of 81 from the select. It's not team international box. And then this is the one that's the swing card here. A Drake May Onyx autograph 2023. So, like, here's the thing. What do you, just real quick, what do you think that card, just his Onyx autograph, goes for?
$100 to $150.
The last non-numbered version just did 250. I have the green ink, which is numbered to 50, that I sent out there. I bought those 3 cards for $300. It was a great deal. It's just the timing play. It's like, is it going to get up in time? Are they going to win? Are they going to beat the Texans? Texans haven't lost since like week 9 or something crazy, right? Like,
well, we're going to get to that next.
yeah, I know. It leads into it. It's just like, when you said that, I was like, I am living that real world. Like, hopefully it gets there, like, because with the Travion Hendersons, I have a gold RPA going out there. I have a FOTL RPA going out there. We're just gonna see. Well, hope it gets.
And you're sending them out there. So in your, coming from your side, from your point of view, you think like that the consignments are the best way to sell your cards. You think that's
best way, or
yeah? Well, I mean we're saying the best way to sell your cards.
for the timing right now,
For
yeah.
everybody else, it's different. I mean,
Well, I think for everybody and every card, there's a best way to do it. I really do. Like, I hate to be that like nuanced about it, but I really do. I think like there are cards that, and that's consignment on auction or consignment on fixed price listing. It really depends on the card. But like for those that are like in demand, teams in the playoffs, I think auction's probably a way to go. Just you never know.
Yeah. I don't, I want to say that whatever gives me the most control to sell them, and Spike's player here says show vendor here, most fun way to sell at least, right? And I think, I set up at shows, and I think for me, the most control I have selling a card is probably for me the best way to sell a card. But when I take what I'm using the consignments for was I'm taking cards to shows or I have cards for sale and they're becoming stale in my case, then I'm happy to move them. Then I'm saying to myself, like they've been in my control and I can't sell them or I haven't sold them. And probably now, or there's a period that may say this is the best time to sell that card, then I'll send it off to consignment and try to move it. Doesn't mean it's going to work, and there could be a lot of problems along the way. Like some of the cards I've done that to, they've been absolute home runs, and other ones that they get returned, and then by the time they go back to resell again, the prices come way down on them, and then it's like, what do you do? I talked about having that Mahomes rookie patch card, right? That I sent the consignment. It got sold. He tore his ACL. They returned the card back and they wanted to relist it a week ago. I messaged them. I said, don't relist it. I'll pay to have it returned. Just ship it back to me. I'd rather just have the card at this point because I would take a bath on that card at this point and try to sell it.
Yeah. I hear you. I just think it depends on the type of card though. Like for example, like really good cards to sell maybe at shows, and I'll explain another place to do it too, is probably the $20 and under. So like you sell one of those $20 and under on auction at like a consignor, it's like probably a lower 80s percentage minus $1 listing fee, right? Where if you sell that at a show, someone may just come up and pay the 15-20 bucks that the comp is, or maybe it comps at 12 and you have it listed for 15. Someone's like, yeah, I'll take it for 15 because it's so cheap. Like, so that's one. And something I did recently, I sent a 110 card lot out to someone through a Discord, and they paid me about 84-85% on all that stuff, and most of it was sub 30 sub $30. So and you're talking about fluctuating comps on that stuff. It could be iffy, and I got like that percentage on it instantaneously. But it was also it's also annoying and tedious to list all that in a sheet. And you know what I mean? Like it's obnoxious, dude. And I did that. And the stuff that was left over, I tried shopping around a little bit, and I just had people like, I'm gonna say it, this, I told you about this, and it's just I had someone tell me. So I had a bunch of 2024 Genesis cards. And someone had the audacity to tell me that while my comps were correct, other cards, other Genesis cards from other years were different prices, so they couldn't use my direct comp value that was more recent as well. And that sent me to just another level where I'm like, just cleaning my hands of it, and I'm sending it off because I'm not dealing with this stuff over $10-15. Like, I'm just like, I don't have the time. I have a child, and he runs around all over the place playing with Lightning McQueen. I don't have time going 15, 20. Like, no, like that. When it gets to that point, after I sell off the bulk of it or whatever, I'm like, I'm just, then it's easier for me. So,
Spike's player says, how many items do you send to consign at a time?
Why don't you go first?
Well, I try to, I mean, it's really market driven, right? So with football cards, after I've been to a number of shows and I had cards that didn't sell. I think I sent like 60 or 65 cards off, because that's what I had left. But now there's different types of cards that I'm sending. I'll send, if I'm going to send a football card off, it may be a team that's in the playoffs right now, that I'm hoping that it will go at an auction, and get sold while the team is winning. Right. I send some women's basketball, some college stuff, things like that, just stuff that's in season. But it varies. Most of the time it's between like 6 and 10 cards. I'll send a consignment at a time. Yeah.
You ready for some? I just pulled up some numbers. You ready for some numbers? Okay. We're going to stay at a dollar amounts, but we're going to get into some numbers. So since this is just PC since January of 2024, I've sent out 5,700 cards for consignment. I have 130 current grading requests, and that's just PC. Like I also send a bunch out to quick consign, and I would say it's probably like a quarter of that I've sent there. It's just based on the dollar amount of the cards, but the thing is, it's like the turnover of all that inventory for me, like I don't want to be stuck with that, like dead inventory, that much dead inventory. You're talking like most of it's like sub $40 stuff. At least for quick consign. And it's like, if I'm acquiring collections out to where it's like a under $1 per card basis, like buying out big collections, right? Then yeah, I'm just gonna send that out, basically have them do all the work and then recoup funds that way and just keep recycling it. And that's what I've done, other than picking my spots to buy stuff to grade and things like that. So, but I'll send large flat rate boxes out to PC Sports Cards, which I'm sure they hate. But it's like, I don't know what to tell you.
But when you do that, you're like me. You get cards that are sitting there that have never even gotten out to get put out yet. Like I've sent sets of cards to get put out, and they've never even made it to being put out for sale.
You're talking about lots?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay, well that's different. Those were singles.
Yeah.
I actually had to update because I inquired about that, and I'll just put it out there because while you have lots, I have about, honestly, probably 150 lots that also need to be listed. So lots have been.
What do you got, the flu over there?
Dude, it's my son had croup, and I'm feeling better. It's just like I feel a little bit right now, but I'm sorry. Lots have been a pain point, but we are working hard to clean this up and establish a normalized turnaround time. We are in the process of clearing out the backlog of lots in-house. So that's a statement on it. I appreciate a statement. But it is what it is. It's probably because there's a backlog of jerks like me. Honestly, I take full accountability. It's my bad. It's my bad. Well, I have like 150, 200 card lot of Shaq cards. Okay. Like waiting to get posted. And I have like a 500 card Michael Jordan lot that needs to get posted. So it's like, I'm backlogging it, and it's my bad. So I take accountability.
I had Don Russ, WNBA lots. Like if we wait too much longer, they're worth nothing. They're worthless. Ugh. And they're all rookie, and they're rookie lots. Every like stacks of the rookies, So not like Shaq stuff that people could wait 6 months to.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Is like I don't care when it goes. Like it's whatever. It'll be nice in like 6 months. Be like, oh, I forgot about that. Brendan Ryan brought up a question: rolling the dice at auction with no reserve? ?
Yeah.
Yes, that is. That's usually how we do it. Yeah. I've never actually auctioned a card with a reserve. Have you?
Me? No, never.
No. Let me try to grab a beverage. Kill some air real quick for me.
Yeah, I was trying to log in over here. Yeah, it's funny. You try to log in on one computer to another. Passwords never work. I was going to look up my PC sports card numbers. 5,000 and quite a lot in 2 years. Well done. Turn it over and keep going. If anything sells and it's gone, mission accomplished. I mean, 100%. I mean, that's the way I feel. I get tired. There you go. Got the kids back. I get tired of looking at cars. And it was one of those aha moments I had, that I would be setting up at shows. And I think you said you were a dealer, right? So setting up at shows where people walk up to the table and they look and they'd be like, oh, you were at such and such show. I remember these cards. And I was like, well, that's not good. That's not good if I have the same cards in my case and they still didn't sell and you remember me from another show. So I just started churning my case a lot more. That was that aha moment that I needed somewhere else to start selling these cards, and I'd put them on eBay. I would put them in my case, and if they still didn't sell, I would move them off to consignment. Yes, there's no reserve on them, and I say all the time, they sold for what they were worth, right? Even if I think they were worth a lot more money, whatever they sold for, that's what they were worth. That's what it's sold. I take the money, I'll invest it in something that's a little bit more liquid and keep it moving, right? That was my theory on the whole thing of starting to use consignment.
I feel like that's a lot of people's sentiment that's like, and I know both sides of it. I just think it's important to also acknowledge that a lot of the auctions set new high comps. That happens a lot, right? Like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
for you.
Well, yeah, dude. When you first like caught on to like that it was going well, you were like, wait, I was bidding on that and I got outbid. You're like, that was your card.
And you know what I understood from that too. And kind of another aha moment was not about the value of the card, but the card itself that made it more important. Right. So it wasn't like, hey, I bought this card for $25. I graded it. It came back at 10 and it sold for 300. No, it's, hey, I bought this Otani card, or I bought, it was the card, this Mahomes, it was the card itself. It was the player. It was the card. It was the set. That's what made it that much more desirable. Right. Yeah. So it wasn't just any card. It wasn't like going out and buying a Josh Allen rookie card or a Josh Allen, whatever, a shiny card and putting it out there and then saying, oh, I think it's worth $250. And then it goes to consignment and it sells for $95. And you're like, oh, I got crushed. Well, did you really? Or is that there's 1,000 of those cards graded out there versus you went out and found, a 2019 Otani card that, and you graded it, you pulled it out of $1, you graded it, and next thing you know, it's worth $250 or it's selling for $250. So it's not really just about getting your cars to consignment, but also a lot of what you do and your success is who you're buying and putting there in consignment too.
Yeah. It and honestly, PC, even Josh said it a lot too. It's just like the household names. Like if you just stick to the household names, like for like consignment and stuff, you're going to do all right. Like for the most part, it's when you start trying to get tricky with like, I'll say it because I've got burned a bunch by it. Like the women's college basketball, you start getting tricky with it. And sometimes those cards do not sell what you expect them to sell. You know how many PSA 10 Sapphires I've sold of all of them? Yeah, that a bunch. And they're like $30, $35. Yeah. And it's you think of a first Sapphire Bowman, and that's like that should be a big card. And yeah, I don't know. Audie Crooks, who doesn't play defense, is selling higher than all of them. Her base Sapphire. My Lord.
You know what? And that's just what the market thinks is right. I mean, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question. How many people you think are sitting down watching Audie Crooks play in the game?
Yeah.
Right. As I was sitting here complaining to you that I wanted to finish watching this game tonight, that there were actually 3 minutes left when we had to go live, and I sat here watching the
what was the final? What was the final?
It was South Carolina beat Texas 68-65. Right. So
wow.
But how many people do you think are watching Audie Crooks, or how many people are you think are saying, oh, people are talking about her and her market is up, or her cards are good, or they're selling better, or whatever reason she's scoring. Like, you see it all over social media that she's scoring more points than anybody else, right? So you can't miss that. But people aren't actually watching the game, or actually
No.
watching how she plays, or knows what kind of player she is, and all this other stuff. So I mean, if you watch these players, like I do, and I make investments in them because I see something in those players, and much like most other people do.
Yeah.
Just the student body. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
we gotta,
true. just the people at her school.
listen, man. She can score though.
Yeah.
Not gonna take that away from her.
Yeah.
In defense is just effort and maybe conditioning to play intent defense for the whole game. Like that's a real thing in the NBA that guys get tired, lack on defense too. So
but I just think with the women, I mean, it's just unbelievable amounts of points they're putting up. I mean, Michaela Blake's put up 38 points tonight, but somebody right behind her on her team was at like 20 something. So it's a lot of points.
Was it the freshman who scored a bunch on Vanderbilt? Because they have a decent freshman, I believe, too. Yeah. She'll be a Chase and Bowman.
He says concerned about. No, I'm really not. I think they're going to I think they're going to figure it out. I mean, I can't imagine all this progress they've made, all with Caitlin and everything else. I can't imagine that they're going to let it all fall apart right away. I feel pretty good that they're going to figure it out. I really do.
They got they have probably more star power than they've had ever.
Yeah. And you look behind them too. You look at the next 3 classes coming up that are going to be in the WNBA draft.
It's loaded.
Just some unbelievable talent coming up. I mean, they would be fools to risk losing it all.
I think the NIL of making the women's college athletes so much more popular only helps the WNBA by these girls are having a following going into the league. Which I think overall is newer. You know what I mean? Or at least the extent to it. I mean, dude, Juju Watkins has been huge. It feels like forever, and she's still got a ways to go in college. She's in State Farm commercials. Come on, you know what I mean? It's different. You're bringing more people in with them too, which is nice.
Yeah. All right. We got that. Out of the way. Best place to sell cards, the thing in the hobby that annoys me. Got that out of the way. You want to do a quick breakdown? After last, we talked last week about cards, whose cards would go up, whose cards go down, right, depending on who would win, right? And a guy like Bryce Young, I mean, he came close to winning, but you think that would do anything to his cards at all? And that
if he beat the Rams,
but
I do think it would do something.
But just close doesn't matter with anybody, right? You know what I'm saying? I guess
Baker Mayfield is up overall from a couple years ago. So I think his also
Baker Mayfield, the only direction he could go was up.
I know, but Bryce Young got benched for Andy Dalton not long ago. Where else could he go, man? I don't think Bryce Young is bad. I don't. And that we talked about, that Carolina team is different at home. There's something about that. They're good at home.
Yeah. Your biggest disappointment in the games last week.
The biggest disappointment?
Were you disappointed at any player or any team?
I was disappointed that the Steelers didn't put up a better fight. I really thought that was going to be a close game.
I had so much good to say about CJ Stroud, but this dude fumbling the ball, throwing interceptions. He was lucky he had that defense behind him that Pittsburgh didn't just run away with that game. And I know Cardboard Collaborative here. I know if he's in here, he was messaging us the other night.
No, he should have. He was right. He was right.
7-6, and then all of a sudden, they blew it open in the end. But I think Trevor Lawrence. I was disappointed with. I thought he was going to play much better, than than what he did last week. I thought he was going to help his own market, right, by really playing well. Another playoff game playing well, and I don't think he's done anything for his market. Where I was saying last week, every year he plays really great in the playoffs, and his market is up going all the way into the summer, into the national, and things like that. And but I don't think he did it for himself. I really
Dude,
don't.
no, I was just thinking when you said it, Stroud probably has more playoff wins than a bunch of guys. Isn't that sad? Isn't that pathetic? I think that was his third playoff win. I think he's 3-2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pats looked good. The Patriots looked really good. Their defense looked really good. That was impressive to me. But let's get into some of these matchups because the first matchup.
But before we do it, I just gotta say my man Homer Sports Card says, "How about the Mendoza market?" And I know he was in on him. He was having me ask people at shows before the product ever even came out. I was asking, I'm like, "Hey, you have this guy?" And it's like, yeah, "Maybe. I have the box. I just bought it. I didn't even open it yet." And we got Bill here. Say, what about Josh Allen? Let's go Bills. We'll see.
At this point, I hope they run. Dude, Josh Allen deserves it more than anyone because he is the most one-man football team I've ever seen in my life. He really is, man. I love the Bills Mafia, bro. Their
fans are better than the team.
I agree. They really are because it's Josh Allen and James Cook. That's like,
yeah. I'd be very surprised to see them go to the Super Bowl this year.
I hope they do. I hope they win it. I really do. Josh Allen deserves one. He does. And I don't know if there's going to be a better time for him.
I guess you're taking the Bills this week.
I don't know though, man. Like the Broncos,
going a mile high. Yeah, they got to go. They go out to mile high. The air is thinner. They got to go against the Broncos. Got plenty of rest. They've been home resting. I mean, the weather shouldn't bother the Bills. They're used to that kind of weather. But
Josh Allen went to Wyoming. He's used to being out there. Yeah. He was a Wyoming guy, college.
Yeah. So
dude, we haven't seen the Broncos in a while, or at least it feels like that because the last week they didn't play anyone either, so they're well rested.
Yep.
That's a tough game. That's a really tough game. My heart wants the Bills, but I don't think they should not win that game, right? Like that's not me. That's not crazy to say. They shouldn't win that game, right?
Yep. All right, so you're on the Broncos with me?
I am, but I don't want to be, but I am. Like my brain is saying Broncos, my heart saying Bills.
All right. 49ers and Seahawks. 49ers at the Seahawks. Seahawks is another team. Had a rest last week. Sam Darnold home eating popcorn and potato chips. All right. Is he gonna show up like the Jets and the Vikings, Sam Darnold, for this playoff game, or is he gonna show up to play against the 49ers? What do you think?
49ers down Kittle now too.
Yeah.
Achilles. Like Seattle, a rest week, kind of like lose your like that's probably their biggest leader is Kittle. Like that's not crazy to say. I'm gonna go Seattle just because you can't just keep losing your best guys. I mean, they're down Fred Warner and Kittle, and I'm more like there's more. I just like those two are so huge.
Yeah,
you lose your heart on offense and on defense. That's tough.
All right, so we're both on Broncos. I'm on Niners, so you can be on the Seahawks. I know Sam Darnold. Texans and Patriots. Texans at Patriots.
Give me the Pats.
Yeah,
give me the Patriots, brother.
I will take the Pats at home.
Because their defense looked so good, dude. And also, you know what it comes down to for me? It comes down to CJ Stroud's going to have to win that game. and after what I saw, I mean, if the Steelers had a competent offense that just didn't turn over, well, I shouldn't say that. If they were a little safer with the ball, that game's so different. Like, and Drake May is safe with the ball, you know. So.
Yeah, and they're at home. The weather should be chilly. It should be a good game, but I think the Pats win.
I agree.
Rams at Bears. I'm torn on this because I know it. I know I was chopping.
Yeah, where's Michael? Pop Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. I was chopping him, but I want to root for the underdog, but
I feel like Ben Johnson has captured the lightning in the bottle that is Caleb Williams, huh?
Yeah, but I've really said Rams. I really felt Rams have the most rounded team to go to the Super Bowl, and I have to stick with that. So I'm gonna have as much as if I was going with my heart, I would be going Bears, but going with my head and what I think, I have to go with the Rams on this one.
You know what, dude? Give me the freaking Bears.
There you go.
It's gonna be cold. Let old man Stafford get arthritic. It's cold out there. The Bears, they have the most interceptions. Stafford will still throw picks. He still will.
I think Stafford's riding off into the sun with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let me see. Wow, I don't know. I don't even know who I'd pick at this point for the Super Bowl. The thing about these games, which it really could go either way.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll pull this up. The Bill Oaks.
Pull up Bill. Are they T-Law?
No, the most recent Bo Nix is no Josh Allen.
We'll see. I mean, it could go any way.
No Sean Payton. McDermott is no Sean Payton. That's for sure.
I know my Bills fans think I'm hating on him because my Chiefs aren't there.
We want do you want the Bills to win this year or no?
Do I?
Like, would you be happy for the Bills if they won this year and Josh Allen?
I would be. If Bills went to the Super Bowl, I would root for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not.
I don't think they'd win. I don't think they'd win. I don't think the AFC's winning this year. I think it's the NFC winning the Super Bowl. But hey, I would still root for them.
You know what? Josh Allen deserves better. Not the fans. He deserves better around him. He does. And I think any Bills fan would tell you that too.
Yeah. All right. Look, we got these listener questions.
All righty.
Tom G says, what's your ideal venue to attend a card show? VFW hall, casino, mall, bar, etc.
I'm going to take etc. Give me a stadium. Dude, the Fenway Park shows were always awesome, always excellent. The shows at I guess you could call it the TD Garden. I know it's in the nightclub, but it's at the Garden, kind of.
Causeway.
But the other show that I really enjoyed with you was when we were at Gillette Stadium. That was a really cool show too. Yep. I think those are my favorite venues. What about you?
Yeah, I think probably one of my favorite venues was Gillette Stadium. We did that show twice, and I think that was awesome. If I had to pick one, if you had to say, like, Ken, carte blanche, you can show anywhere, I would want a show that's all inclusive. I would want a show where the hotel was connected to the convention center, had the restaurants, and had an airport close by, right? People can fly in, can get a shuttle to the hotel, and you don't have to leave. You come out of your room, you walk to the I mean, I know the casino shows are a lot like that.
I do enjoy those though. I do enjoy the casino shows too.
I do too. I just the only downfall I find with the casino shows is they don't make it convenient to stay over. Right. I mean, like, even me who has points and rewards card and all this stuff, I feel like I've got to jump through some hoops to get an affordable room. And then I talk to people who just log in and they're like, oh my God, the rooms are $469 a night. Who could afford that? Right. Where on the other hand, they're giving free rooms away to people who are, higher rollers or playing. So I think if you got away from the casino environment, it would level the playing field for the hotel room where everybody would pay the same.
Yep.
Right. It would be similar, like going to the National, right? You're staying in this hotel, all the rooms at this amount of money, go ahead and pay it. So I mean, that's the only downfall. I love the casino shows. I love the restaurants there. I love
Yeah, oh yeah.
the entertainment and so much going on.
And it's just a nice environment. Like it's clean. It's
Yeah.
it looks nice. It's probably easier to sell some things because like people are in a nicer venue. They feel like you should act better. It's just like that kind of feel good, play good sort of thing. I,
Yeah.
I enjoy that too. Like because like from that list that Tom gave out, like I know, etc. For me, easily stadium's number one, and then number two would be the casino or like
Yep.
that nice convention center sort of setup.
Yep. All right. I'm going to let you take the next one since it's a little personal.
Yeah. My barber Dooley, I put the questions up. He's a big Bears fan. His name is Dooley. It's his Instagram handle is Hair Dooley, HAIRDOOLE. Go get your haircut there at Lundy's Barbershop in Montville by Mohegan Sun. And his question is, how about Caleb Williams? That was it. Boom. How about Caleb Williams?
Okay, we're popping.
Pop Caleb Williams. You can't not at this point.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy with him is if he could start the games the way he finishes the games, or that team could play as well at the beginning of the games as they do at the end of the games, they would be running away with games. It just seems like it takes them so long to get going. And then it's not until like the fourth quarter where they pull ahead to win a game, or right there ready to win, that they could win the game.
I agree with you. And also to keep in mind, and I know you know this, but it's his second year and it's his first year with Ben Johnson. And I would say where they're at now, Bears fans probably hope that it would be this way next year, right? Like they're ahead of schedule, I would say. But I agree. But I think they'll get there, man. And
look at their team. Look at all the drafting they've done over the last few years. They've really filled a lot of spots on that team as these guys all start to get used to playing with each other and improving in their own skills. That team is going to be they're going to be right there pushing for Super Bowls.
I agree. Yeah, they're not going away anytime soon. That's for sure. They're set up for a long-term success right now. They really are.
Yeah.
Next is Matthias. So a question for tonight: where would you send bulky patch autos to? PSA, BGS, SGC, or don't grade anymore? He said you get a 7 or 8 from PSA at best. He said I think that BGS has a better resale than SGC. Great question, by the way. Great question, by the way.
You ask me, BGS 100%. They have some chunky patches at there right now of mine. They're being graded. Personally, I wouldn't send anything to SGC. I'm just sending them to BGS.
Yeah. The weird chance I would send to SGC would be a vintage card, not a patch auto. When it comes to, like, if it comes to like those big patch cards, I have to be like, I have to feel like it has a shot at gemming to even consider PSA.
Yeah.
Other like
he does a lot of soccer, right? And sometimes you get those like soccer shoe, you get the shoe cards.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what though, me and Matthias talked a lot, and he grades a lot of Ohtani, brother. He grades a lot. Dude, there was one time, one of the last times I saw a showcase, it was like a showcase of like soccer, and it was like Messi, Pele, and like older styled soccer. And then the other showcase was Ohtani. And it's like if you get Ohtani, Skeens, and Witt, Bobby Witt Jr., and Judge, that's all you need to grade. That's all you need to survive. That's really it. Stay in that lane, and you're pretty safe. Now we got a few cards. A few questions from Welker.Dylan. I think you should answer this one. Why are women's college basketball cards so much more undervalued than men's?
I think it's the market on who's buying them. And like I can say I'm part of a lot of groups, and there's a lot of people in the women's college market that will tell you, "Hey, I've been here for so long. I've been here at the beginning. All these new people who came in and, has changed all the prices and has ruined this and this, that, and another thing." And then you got to look at the people who've come in, who've identified this market as a great lane in the hobby, especially at shows. Um, for someone like me, uh, going to shows and hoping I find women's cards and not maybe finding one case of women's cards right around there. Now you start to see 2, 3, 4 women's cards, right? So it's that market that's growing, but it's still a very small lane compared to the men's basketball and football and all that other stuff. So undervalued 100%. 101 cards. I mean, any 101 not named Caitlin Clark, right? They're selling, under $3,000,
Yep.
super fractor 101s selling under $3,000 on probably any NBA player, any
Of a
football.
lesser caliber than those are selling for higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just going to take time for that market, for more people to be in that market. And, you know, someone like me, you'll hear me saying all the time, I love this, and I'm buying up so much stuff. I think at some point that the value is going to catch up to a lot of those cards I'm buying.
I hope for your sake you're right.
Yeah.
Next question. This is another good question. How do you make money off cards that you buy off eBay when that makes it the last comp? Clear, logical question though. Like
It's 100% a logical question. You have to be good. You have to be the good gift of gab or whatever, because people are going to come up and the only thing you're going to say is, "Hey, look, I got lucky when I bought this card and now the value of this card, or it's sold." If you are the very last comp on this card, it's hard to sell that card for a profit. We're all going to look at it. We're all going to look at the same comp.
I have two workarounds for this. One, obviously, you grade it. That's how you're going to increase the value, and then hopefully you're going to make money.
That's already graded.
Yeah. Right, for sure. Unless that. Two, you buy the card in a lot. If you buy it in a lot I've gotten some very good lot deals that the comp will never reflect. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to buy those cards in a lot, it's not going to show up for people to use that against you.
So you're talking about a lot on eBay. So if you went to eBay and somebody had like 4 or 5 cards that you saw one card they wanted, then you looked at the other things for sale and you see, hey, there are these 3 or 4 other cards that I like. Can you put them all together and make a lot for me? Is that what you mean?
You could do that. I've never asked that to be done. I'm sure some people would do that, but for me, I often search card lots on eBay. To see if there's like a hidden gem here or there. Like for an example, I bought an Otani lot and it was all 2024 Cosmic Chrome cards. And one of the cards in there was it was a sun. It's an insert. They do like it's Planetary Pursuit. It's an insert set. It's a really cool set. And basically the outer workings, like further out of the solar system, the more rare the cards are. And but I got the sun, which is the most common one. And I ended up I got the entire lot for like, I think it was like $200, and then I sold the sun card for I did grade it, but with all the other ones in, I ended up selling all the cards for around like $800 when it was all said and done. So it's the lots are a good way to do it. I mean, you could also buy the lots and grade, obviously, to try to even make more off of it. But those are two ways that I could think about doing that.
I think it's tough. It's tough.
It's not easy. It's not easy. No.
Yep.
With the turnaround times for PSA being delayed, do you think 9s will increase in value?
I think if you're first to market with the cards, they will. But I think if all things being equal, I don't think they're going to increase that much.
I think
if less people are grading because of the lines and they don't want to send their cards off, then yes.
Do you ever think when people just blindly say, "Oh, 9 should be more"? I don't think that's always 100% correct. Like, if you ever look at, I think it should kind of come down to like a gem rate situation. Like, if you look at a card's pop count and like a common card, like there's say there's like 1,000 cards in the total population, and like it's like over a 50% gem rate. Why should that 9 be more valuable? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying though? But because like I think a lot of people like in your mind, you're like, oh, a nine is a good grade. Nine's min. Like it should be more. And like that is of sound thought. But I think if you really break it down to like that sort of thing and look at it case by case with pop report, like here's a great example: a rare card, like a gold, like a true gold prism, a 9 should be way more than raw.
Okay, yeah, 100%. But even if you just took like a base card,
Yeah.
like the rated rookie cards,
Mhm.
right? And you send those in and your very first, you send them in and they come back from grading, right? Say you have a couple 10s and a couple 9s, right? So the 10s right away are going to be high, right? Because you're first to market. So you're going to compare those 9s against a 10, right? Yeah, I'm not going to compare them to a raw card. So I think you're going to build the value up on that. The value is going to be built up on that at the very beginning. Again, first to market. But 6 months from now, when everybody's getting 10s and 9s back, I don't think the value is going to be. I think the value is going to be more like a raw card, or maybe even less.
Absolutely agree. And I think that's probably a pretty fair statement and formula for newer cards coming out, right? Because like all new releases, common cards, right? Not numbered, just common stuff like that. You could assume that's going to happen. However, right? Like you look at older cards, like 90s cards, you get a 9 on some 90s cards, and it's huge. So like it's all card by card basis, and I just throw that in there because, dude, sometimes I send a card in and I'm like, damn, I hope this gets a 9. Like that's the goal, right? Like it's like I hope a 9's huge, and a 10 is like I'm buying a new house, like this sort of thing. So it's but yeah, I think what you just said there really ties up that, especially on the modern cards. Here's a great last question. Do you think Paige Becker's cards will compete with Caitlin Clark cards?
You know, you want to say yes. You want to say yes because I'm watching, all these breaks, and I'm watching people pay a ton of money, but I'm watching them pay more for second year Caitlin Clark in the same break. They're paying more for Caitlin Clark than they are for Paige Becker's, and those are Paige's rookies, and this is Caitlin's second year cards, right? So there's something magical about Caitlin that people just, they she's not competing with her yet. Could she? Yes, she very well could, but she is definitely second dog in that there's it's clear that she's second to Caitlin right now. But I don't think she's made it to, or will she get there? She'll have her own lane, and she'll be very, very popular, and people love her. But I just still think there's something magical about Caitlin that people are still willing to pay more. Even second year, they're not even rookies anymore, and they're buying everything Caitlin.
Yeah, I know it. It just seems not right. Because like I also feel like Paige Becker is a better player too.
I mean, Paige rookie her rookie auto out of Don Russ, right, was selling at $1,000. Now it's like $700-800. And then I just saw today that $1,270 or something, the Caitlin Clark one sold. That's a second year. It's a second year Caitlin auto
First Don Russ auto.
Rookie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's yeah. Keep riding the wave.
You know what, man? Waves sometimes crash.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they do.
But it's always fun. It's always fun when you're on the top of that wave, right?
Because like the certainty in her market's crazy to me with like the start to it. It's like before we got on, and I know we'll mention again, like I saw someone have a story post of like, what happened if Otani got hurt and was out for the year? It's like,
oh, stop, Michael.
no, like what would happen? It's like should be nothing, dude. Like just is gonna be the MVP ever, like as long as he plays. And it's just like if Caitlin Clark's healthy for a season in the WNBA, that'd be her first time.
Yeah.
So
So I'm trying to see this question at the bottom. Is he asking a player better than her in the future? Like who could be better than Caitlin
Paige
Clark in the
Beckers,
future?
Paige Beckers.
I mean, I would have to think if Juju could come back, I think she's got more popularity than Paige did, but we'll have to see.
Well,
But
are you saying player better or card market better? Dude, Paige is a bucket, bro. like give me if I'm starting a team, I'm taking Paige. Like
when Paige tore both ACLs 1 year after another year, you wouldn't be sitting here saying I'm taking Paige because she can make buckets because she can't make them on crutches. Is exactly what you'd be saying, right? So
she probably played more WNBA games in her 1 year than
telling you,
Caitlin too.
Caitlin led this pack.
That.
Caitlin led this pack, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of talent coming down.
Who has more championships?
What do you mean? Who has more championships? Paige certainly does, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Games played. Well, right. I'm just curious about that. How close is this? All righty. All right. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Total. Kill the air a little bit while I search this up.
All right. So listen, why he's doing that. Saturday night, I will be doing a Whatnot show with Collect for Good. Collect the number for good. My friend Corey, we are going to provide a little content on similar to like we do here on the NCAA women's basketball and WNBA. And we're going to have slabs we're going to be selling, cards we're going to be selling. You know, we're going to have Caitlin Clark and Paige Becker's cards. So 8:00 Saturday night on Whatnot. I'm going to I'll put a link up for it. If you guys are interested, definitely come by, check it out. If that's your lane, if you're in looking for some women's cards. Did you find anything yet?
I can't pull this up. I have no idea.
All right. Tomorrow I'm going to the White Plains show in New York, in the county center. I think that's not in Terrytown though. That's in the whatever. It's in White Plains. So it's the it's a 3-day show this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going tomorrow. 1:00. I'll be there. The early bird. I'll be there 1 to about 3:30. So if you are there, look for me, stop by, find me, say hello. I'm heading down there with Bill and Billy. And I think my guy, Homer Sports Cards, is going to be there as well. So you got nothing?
No, I can't pull it up. I have no idea. Right. But last thing I guess we should mention one more time. What do we got? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
23,
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have 23 spots remaining on the repack. Reach out to us on Instagram. $50 spots, $500 plus minimum chaser, and we will break that when it fills. But we had some good movement, and honestly, I think what you're saying earlier about like people not wanting to hop in until they see it, I get that. It's definitely there's a guinea pig aspect to it, but I will not call out, but call for where are all those poopy heads? That's what they said. Said we were poopy heads for a repack, and then there was some people who said they were poopy heads. So join us, join us.
And Peterborough Sports Cards. It's 3 a.m.
Go to bed, brother.
It's 3 a.m. I must be alone. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Spike's player going liquid. Thanks for jumping in with all the comments tonight. Appreciate you. And look, we'll be back here next week, next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Right. We'll go live. If we fill that break, we'll go live. You'll be notified. We'll go live and break the break between now and then. And I will be back Sunday, solo episode, brand new episode on Sunday. Anything else before we say goodnight?
Nope, that's all she wrote.
All right. Well, look, have a good weekend, and if I don't see you at a break in doing this break, I'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, see you then.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.